All right. Thank you, brethren. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. Elijah, brother, good to see you, man. Good to see you. Can always count on you. How's your mom doing, Mimi? Tell her I said hi, brother. Finish fixing my screen here. Good to see you, bro. Let me fix my screen so I can get started. Okay, I think that's good enough right there. Okay, I think I'm there. Wow, my screen is acting up. Look at that. Can y'all see my screen? Look at my screen. I'm not doing anything. Look what my screen is doing. I'm not doing anything. I'm not touching anything. Look at what my screen is doing. Look at that. Look at that. I'm not even, look at my hands on the screen. But look at my screen. What do you think that is? Look at that. Make you think that sometimes whether people can take control of your screen. So let me go ahead and kill that then. Let me kill the screen because I don't know what's going on with it. That was weird. I could be getting ready to run into some technical difficulties that time of the day. It looks like I may be running into some technical difficulties. Getting ready to my screen. Look at that. Hey, Woodson, how you doing, man? How you doing? Look at this. This is so weird. Let me just go ahead and shut it off. I've never seen something like this before. I'm trying to work with this. Look at that. Okay, did it stop? Isn't that something? Yeah, I probably better sign out and then sign back in again. Hey, Dave, look at my screen, man. Look at. I got my hands up in the air. Look at my screen. Look. Computer working fine all day. All day. I get ready to do the message. I better go ahead and restart it because I don't know if this is somebody trying to do something. So let me go ahead and restart it. I'll be right back. Won't even let me restart. Oh, man, let me turn it off. I'll be right back. Now it might have stopped. Yeah, okay. Maybe it stopped. That was weird. So it might have stopped. I hope so. Looked like it was being taken over or something. Let me put the screen back up. So, Woodson, do you have something that you want to share? Something you want? I know you are opposed to the OAHSPE, but if you come in peace and not war, you're still welcome here. If you want to have a discussion about something, if you are sincere and you want to, or wait a minute. I don't know if I can even be heard, brother. I got to restart the computer. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know what's happening here. All right. I think I got my computer back. All right. I think I got it back. So let's see what happens. Let me see if I can keep going. Let me see if I can keep going. I think I know what I did wrong. I had my insert setting on some keys. Okay, so I think I'm back. Can I be heard? Can anybody hear me? Type 1 if you can hear me. Somebody type 1. Type 1 if you can hear me. It's my coming through my broadcasting. Had a little problem there. I think it was my fault. Can anybody hear me? Type 1 if you can hear me. Okay, thanks, Dave. Thanks a lot. I had some. Hey, Antonio. All right. I set my instance tray down on the computer, and that's what the problem was. Man, I thought something was happening there. All right, so anyway, good enough. Got my computer back. Thank you, Creator, showing me what the problem was. Thank you. All right, brethren, thank you. My name is Shaquab Ben Israel. Welcome to my channel, where I love to take the opportunity to try to be a light while I am in this reality. I try to minister to brethren who can subscribe to the OAHSPE Bible. They're called Faithists. This is a channel where I primarily like to try to give what I think is the most important point of the OAHSPE Bible. I like to try to share what I think is the most important point that the OAHSPE Bible shares with us, and that is deity worship. If you are in deity, if you're involved in deity worship, you pray, you worship anything born of a woman. That's one of the primary reasons why I have this channel. If I say anything, at the heart of it all is a warning against worshiping a deity, which is religion. If you're a good person, you are about being selfless, about being a benefit to, your society, your community, to your brethren, to people around you. And, you are more blessed to give than to receive. You're that type of person. You got a history that's what you're all about. You in good shape. You in pretty good shape, man. If you're under that type of vibration, people have a good word to say about you. It's all good when they speak your name. It's not, it's positive. It's, brother tried to help, then you in pretty good shape. The only thing is when you are in religion and you worship, you pray. Like today, it happened again. I went outside, real nice day today, really, really nice day. And I went out to take in some sun. Somebody came out that lives here. I'd never seen him before, and he came out and he wanted to talk, right? And sure enough, religion came up. And I considered that to be my signal that from the Creator saying, Yaquab, I'm giving you permission to let it hang out. And so I sat and listened. And then he started telling me it was by the grace of God that he was in the position he was in. And you know, I said, who is God? You know me. I got started down that path. And he said, Jesus. He said, Jesus is God. Now, whenever I talk to people like that nowadays, I immediately start checking myself, like, don't look down on them. Don't make fun of them. Treat them sincerely. You can't change their mind. All you can do is just try to share what you know. And so I got started, and he couldn't hear me. And it was cool. Even after I spoke my piece, we sat out in the parking lot and just kept talking. And I counted myself to have gained a friend. You know, I didn't try to bully him, make him see it my way. And I gave thanks to the Creator, man, that he seems to be doing a work on me to just you just walk your own path. Just walk your own path, man. If you can speak and then somebody hear you, then cool. That's all well and good, you know. You don't have to need to find a reason to think that you're better than somebody else. You just walk your path. You know where you're headed. And if you talk to somebody, whether they can hear you or not, then that's between the Creator and them. And I love it. I don't want to be, and I believe the Creator is growing me up to be more dispassionate toward things. I don't want to sound like I don't care. I do, but I can't control things I don't have no control over. All I can do is try to share from sincerity and truth. I just speak the truth in love, man, you know, without no agenda. At one point, the guy got mad at me. He said, you just want to win an argument. I said, look, man, you know, I said, I could give a damn about winning arguments. I know the Creator is right. So you know, anything that I say to you, I didn't come up with this. I was taught this. So I ain't got no dog in the fight. You know, I just went down that path towards I could care less about myself, which is true. I don't need to be some movie star or rock star. I don't need really anybody's approval because the Creator's made me, he's given me my own self in the sense that I can walk my own path now. I don't need your approval. I don't care what you think. Now, I shouldn't say that. That sounds harsh, but I did say it. I could care less what you think about me and what my motivations are. I said, I'm approaching you in peace, love, and sincerity, trying to, if you were in the ocean and you needed someone to throw your life ring, I'd throw it to you. That's what I'm doing right now. That's the equivalent. Now, what you do with the life ring, that's up to you. You know, ultimately, the Creator, he tells me to walk my own path. And then when he puts people in my way, and I think that he gives us people for that reason. That's one of the reasons, so that we can each one teach one. And so, you know, I had to respect the man I was talking to. He was older than me. He held his peace. He seemed to be able to see where I was coming from. Like, it ain't no benefit to me whether you receive this word or not. And to me, that's ultimate freedom, man. When you got something in your heart and you believe it and you become your own man, brother, it ain't nothing like that. When you know you're not trying to do injury to anybody, you only trying to do what's right, brother, you are home free, man. You ain't subject no more to people's prejudices and people's misunderstandings and misconceptions. You know good and well, man, you are trying to treat them with dignity, with respect, and the same way that you want to be treated. If you can't handle that, hey, bro, ain't nothing I can do about that, you know? So it was a little lesson I learned today, you know? I said, look, man, you know, that's where I live. I pointed to my apartment. I said, now you know what I'm all about. You brought it up. You brought up God in the Bible. See, everybody, you know, it's amazing, man. You know, I step outside and I almost know automatically now. I'm gonna get in a conversation about the Creator. I got new criteria now where I ain't start nothing. But if you bring it up, then I'm going to let it hang out. I'm going to let it hang out as much as I can. And then people bring it out. People can't examine, they can't look at themselves. They get it started and they think that, see, the way in the world, people just supposed to just give lip service to the creator. They ain't used to somebody who they believe in, you know what I mean? That they ain't used to talking to somebody who don't take the creator lightly. They're not used to that. They used to you just saying, oh yeah, you know, man, God is good, man. I pray to God every day. And, you know, they used to you saying that, you know, just being, you know, mindless, you know, in your response. That's the way the world is. More, you know, taken away with the things of the world. I posted a verse. Matter of fact, here's my room here. Here's my room here on Facebook. Let me see if I can make the lettering smaller. Okay, here's my room on Facebook, man, you know, where I can be contacted. And now I don't recommend my room, you know. What? Good to see you, brother. I saw that picture of your parents, man. Bless my soul, man. That was a good picture of your parents. Good to see you, brother. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for checking in, brother. All right, so here's my room on Facebook. You know, I like to just try to I like to, you know, fill up my days with something spiritual. You know, I like to try to, you know, the brother came in, whoever it was, I forget. It might have been Dave or somebody. He said, you're either ascending or descending every second of the day. And I like that. I like that. You are either ascending or descending every second of the day. I really like that, man. And I'm the type of brother where when I get something in me, I do not like to waste time. I don't like to give away not even one single second. And what that means is to spend time learning or being about the will of the creator, trying to do what little I can, trying to redeem the time, because I believe what the creator says in the OAHSPE Bible. I flat out just believe it. I believe it when he says that I'm going to leave my body, and that'll be it for the body, for me, forever. That'll be it forever. Creator said he give you a body so you can learn corporeal things, and give you a spirit so you can learn spiritual things. The plan is, first, I'm going to put you in the body, and then I'm going to bring you in the spirit. And from there on, it's onward, outward, and upward. And I don't know too many people who like working against their own self-interest. You live in a reality where, oh, okay, Dave said, Brother Cosman said that. Okay, thanks, brother. Thank you. How you either are ascending or descending every moment of your. Hi, Sanaa. Beautiful sister. I got your email. I never seen this movie you're talking about. I guess evidently it's a big deal. Something about demonism or demonic. Well, you know what? I think I've seen it on the side panel of YouTube, some video, or I guess I don't know if it's a subject of a topic of conversation in the internet. All of a sudden, something about demonism, and Brother Selah did a video on it about something about ASNS was sharing with me a video. about why these demonic things were happening on the set of this movie or something like that. And I have a pretty good idea. I'm not surprised to hear that people are documenting the demons and they show up. You know, you welcome them. I believe they'll show up. You open yourself up to all kinds of stuff now. You know, so thanks, Ace and F. I was talking about ascending or descending, and I just happen to believe that that's what our life is. That the Creator is saying, now you got an opportunity to really set yourself up spiritually. And that type of talk, it'll turn off people. People don't like to think about, the rest of their life and, about spirituality, about afterlife and that type of stuff. That's not really popular among people. I get it. I understand that, but it is with me. It is with me to the point where I can go, I don't want to sound proud, but for the rest of my life, I can't see going any other way than, when you've been around the block and you've seen a little bit of what life has to offer, and then the Creator comes along and says, this is just temporary thing, but the eternity that I offer every day is greater than the one before, and no 2 days are alike. Then you got me. You got me. You got to tell a human being that so that they can even begin to be interested in spiritual things. They got to see what's in it for them. So I was talking to this guy today, and I liked him, but everything I was saying, it went in one ear out the other. I was trying to, he was hung up on, I said, who do you pray to, man? He said, Jesus Christ. I said, why? Because Jesus Christ is God. I said, what is the difference between the Creator and God? He said, there is no difference. Jesus Christ is the Son of God. He came down here to die for men. And even when you try to break it down in baby terms and get people to see the absolute, what's a good word for insanity of the things you believe, when you can't even reach a person with pure hard logic. I mean, I was using, Libra, we use cold hard logic. That's our vibration to try to reach people. That's what the Creator has given us. And I find I always try to refer to that to get people to at least see where I'm coming from. And when you talk to people and they can't even put the simplest things together, me, I give up. I'm close to giving up talking to a person like that. I might hang around for a few more seconds, but when I see that, I can't. You got me, man. I'm out of gas now. I'm out of gas. It's probably for you, brethren, like that too. It's like the Creator has got me. He just got me talking to people. I realized that he be having me talk to people. I mean, I don't know if I ever realized it before, but I'm really seeing, it's like we're in the twilight zone. I mean, you see people, they smiling, very kind, a lot of them. Then when you get into contact, Sharice, hi sister, how you doing? Good to see you, Sharice. Let me put the link in the room again in case any of y'all want to come on and share anything. Or no, that's not the link. Hold on a second. One of the reasons why I have this channel is I like to use it for brethren to, you know, I mean, I love it when brethren come, get together, and then we talk to one another because we're all we've got, really. I like to share these stories I'll be sharing to let you know the reality that, not that you don't already know, but to show you that there's a God spell in the land. There's a serious God spell in the land. And you know, I like to give a warning for this channel that I love to try to use it to share what I think is most important to people at any given time, which is deity worship, and the things that happen to us in the afterlife. And the more and more that I talk and share with people, it's like an amazing thing, man. You know, I was talking with that guy and he kept on interrupting. You know, he's an Aries. An Aries, you ain't never going to get a word in with an Aries. You got to pretty much, if they're operating on the immature side, I don't know if I want to say immature side, but these people are they're very, what's a good word for, they can be pushy, they can be obstinate, they can be very, what's a good word for immature? They can speak without thinking. It's very hard to have a conversation with an Aries because they have to talk about themselves all the time. And so I said to him when he gave me an opportunity to speak, I said, and I hope that the Creator anointed this, that He anointed what I said. I hope He did. But I said, you know, you ought to consider the fact that I can answer you when you ask me a question about spiritual things. Now, I ain't trying to sound proud. You know, it ain't going to do me no good at all. And so I said, does it matter to you that when you ask me questions, I can answer you? But when I ask you a question, then all you could say is I'm trying to win an argument, or you don't say anything at all, or you say something that don't even pertain to what I'm asking you. I said, does that concern you at all? Does it concern you even the slightest bit? You know, I said, because if that's the case, man, I can just hold my peace. I don't have to tell you anything. That's why I keep talking about how Daryl said that in the debate. And I don't want to sound unloving, but I know that the way the Creator worked is each one teach one. Now, if you don't want to, I said you should be asking me questions and not trying to tell me anything. You should be trying to ask me questions and search me out if I'm making these claims. Let me see, Dave says, if you think talking to a Christian person is hard, he said attempting to talk to a Christian spirit. Wow, that's a deep statement. I have to chew on that for a couple seconds. I don't know what you mean exactly right now. I mean, I kind of feel it. I got to think on this for a second. He said, if you think talking to a Christian person is hard, attempting to talk to a Christian spirit. Okay, Dave, because Dave, he astrally projects himself. So he's talking about something on another level. I think he's talking about something on another level. Yeah, I can imagine this. I bet that's true. I bet you that's true. Yeah, I can feel that statement better than I can understand it. Oh, yes, Fritz. Oh, yes, brother. You brothers are so right, man. I couldn't imagine talking to a Christian. Well, when I was in the Hebrew Israelites, I'll say this, Dave, this might not apply to what you're saying, but I'm using it in the sense of somebody who's educated and they know how to answer and they speak to the public. When I was a Hebrew Israelite, I used to speak to, I live in an area where there are a lot of Jesuits. And now these are people who are educated and smart, and pastors and priests. I mean, I used to talk to, at first I was scared. And then when I found out how ignorant they were, I used to start chasing them down. And Creator didn't bless it because it was like I created my, well, first of all, as a Hebrew Israelite, I don't think you come under a blessing, an anointing, you know, when you use your knowledge as a toy to bully people. Hey, Nazarene, Essene, Faithus. Good to see you, brother. Keep sending me those messages, man. I like that. And thank you, brother. When I came into the knowledge of the Hebrew Israelites and I seen the power behind it, and it became like a toy to me. It became like a toy, you know, where you could absolutely bludgeon people. You can bludgeon them to death, man. And I fell in love with that. I fell in love, man. I fell in love with the Hebrew Israelites, boy. Oh, I felt I would be the first one in camp. I drove from California to New York to go to school. I was going to crush the white man. He beat me up all my life. He afflicted me. And I came into the Hebrew Israelites and I said, man, I'm going to kick his ass so bad. His kinfolk, like Muhammad Ali would say, are going to feel it from generations. And yeah, I was under that spirit. Now, I'm talking about the power of the doctrine. So I think that's what Dave is kind of alluding to, talking about a Christian spirit. And like Fritz says, a Hebrew spirit. And how hard it can be, man. You know, I mean, when you're Hebrew Israelite, it's easy because you get a real kick out of crushing people. But when you become a faithist and you start doing things from sincerity and truth, you really want them to get it, man, so they can break free of bondage. It is frustrating. And imagine what it would be like with someone who really went to college and, you know, they know their stuff and you can't break it. Only the Creator. That's why I look at faithist. I say, man, see, it might not be nothing to you, brother. It's something to me. We all been through what we've been through, and we believe the way we do because of our own reasons. But for me, I see the God spell. I see it. I see it. I see it. It's a source of intrigue that I find quite amazing. And so if brethren, they're able to break that bondage, that spirit, it's an amazing, it'll always be an amazement to me. And so some verses that I have in my room, some verses I like to share that I have in my room, and that I like to share. And I got the links in the description area if anyone is interested. You want to have fellowship with other faiths. See, you know, I wanted to share something else too, and I forgot what it was. And I think it probably had to do with the, I don't know, I forget. I had something, I knew I should have started talking about it right when I was remembering it. Let me see if someone wanted to share. I can't get it back. I can't remember it. I can't remember if it had to go along with what I was sharing earlier about we are all either ascending or descending. I think it was something that went along those lines. I can't remember what it was. So I got to let the Spirit, let the Creator bring it back to me. All right. In the meantime, let's share some verses. I got to close the blinds. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so some verses in my room on Facebook where things that I like to pick out. I like to read the OAHSPE and then pick out things I think somebody they might get a blessing out of. Then I like to post it. And let me say this too, that one thing I do, in my room, I'll do it, but I won't do it in other rooms. From time to time, I will use AI to try to explain something. Came across some opposition in the other rooms I belong to, and I'd rather not risk trying to confound somebody. I like to use AI, and I'm gonna say it again. If you brethren, AI, it can be your friend, artificial intelligence, but you still have to watch it. You still have to watch it. Now, I'll use it in my room, but not in the other rooms I belong to, just to let y'all know. You have to watch it. I try to watch it for corrections, to make corrections to it. It can be a powerful tool so that you can keep living, so that you can keep in the faith, so that you can keep bearing fruit. You can't get too much of that. It's going to get better as we go along. The explanations that it gives, the Creator, the thing with what we are doing here with the OAHSPE, the Creator is able to say things and put them in words that feed your soul. That's why we are here. And we can subscribe to this thing. The Creator is able, He can speak to you and anoint the seed that He put in you. That's the power of the OAHSPE. And it's not for everybody. I hate to say it. I mean, well, no. I mean, it is what it is. That's the miracle of it. I was sharing, matter of fact, I went back to that story. That I always tell when I was talking to that guy earlier today. He said, now, you know, I was actually getting somewhere with him. Let's see, Fritz says, he said that Hebrew Christian won't or don't have an open. You said that, man. You said it. It is like they have a hardened heart or excessive pride. Brother, that's a good word, right? You talking. That's a good word, brother. You said it, brother. You said it, Fritz. That's what I've been experiencing. That's what I can't get over. I can't get over that, man. I was talking with that guy, and and that's also another thing about Aries people. Man, they can really make you mad, but it's something about them that make you have a soft spot for them. That's one thing about, at least what I've seen in my reality. Aries is the sign of the child. No, wait a minute. Aries is the sign of the baby. Taurus is the sign of the child. And with Aries, they can really piss you off. But it's some quality that they got. You just cannot, you know what I mean? And so he had me, he made me mad, but I held my peace. I know enough to, because of some of the things he was saying, but I just, You just let it go when you fake this, or at least you should be learning. And so I put an example to him that I always like to share with y'all that I think is annoying. I said, he said, how do you know that that is true? What are you talking about? How do you know that that's true? And I said, imagine if you were in like a stadium and you were told to identify your mom and dad. And so they all line up, and then one after another, they say, hi, Donald, how you doing? They say, hi, Donald, how you doing? And your instructions are when you hear your mom, when you hear her voice, then you tell her. And then he saw my point. He saw it. And it blessed my soul. Because sometimes the creator, he give you examples to help you. For example, my son, brother, and girlfriend are Aries. Oh man, I hope I didn't offend anybody here. I hope they ain't listening, Fritz. I don't want to offend anybody, but you probably could see I'm telling the truth. Those people, Aries, can be hard to get along with, but man, when they also can be your biggest supporter. They can be your worst enemy. Well, Scorpio can be your worst enemy, and Aries is more like a more innocent type of thing. You can be mad at them 1 second, but they will be. They're like children in a sense. You know what I mean? They forget things. Well, they eat. Easily. What is it? Easily ups. Easily mad, easily forgiven. I think that's a good way to describe it. Yeah. Well, let me see. Fritz, you a Leo, so you and your woman is 2 fire signs. So that's a pretty lively combination right there. But you can dig it with her. Y'all seem to have that. I don't know. I'm just speculating based on the little I know about zodiac combinations. But anyway, just to get back, here are some things in my room that I like to share from the OAHSPE. Interesting things I like to try to share before I get to the reading of the word. This says, and the Lord's people worshiped and preached in the temples. You see, Fritz says, yeah, brother. They can be there. That's the sign of inspiration too, Aries. They are great at inspiration. You know what I mean? Great. Everybody's got their beautiful gift, man. And the Lord's people worshiped and preached in the temples, and the Lord and his heavenly host manifested to them. But all the other races of men did not hear, would not come to learn of God. So it's like we've always faked this, like we've always been surrounded in opposition. I think it's a way to make your glory greater when you see how you overcome. I know I recall reading, now somewhere I read, man, that being on the earth, it was a benefit, man. And I seem to recall that we had something to do with being here. Now, I could be wrong. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But it's like not everybody has to come to the earth. Now, I could be wrong. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But I seem to recall coming to the earth is of greater benefit. It's a greater benefit because of your corporality experience in conjunction with your spiritual experience. It seems to make for a more complete ascension, maturity, spirituality. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the OAHSPE talks about that. I can't exactly remember right now. Here it says, behold, when the droogs came upon you for your stores, your flesh cried out war, and your people fell. And now I come again to raise you up, to make you understand the spirit within. It is that, not the flesh, which shall learn to triumph. So y'all remember that account in the OAHSPE where Creator, he had the eye hens living in, correct me if I'm wrong, but he had them making mounds. Well, I think they were being plundered by the droogs and they wanted to get back at them. The eye hens, it says that when the droogs came upon you, these are unbelievers, the unbelievers. Behold, when the droogs came upon you for your stores, for your food, your supplies, it says the eye hens wanted to deal with them, you know. And their flesh cried out for war. See, if I may digress for a second, that's the way the world, they justify whenever they get something, they get violated one kind of way. They justify it. They say, well, they did that to me, so now I'm going to do this to them. And they justify it. So to the point where even the eye hens wanted to get back at them for stealing and plundering them. And then the Creator says, now I have come again to raise you up, to make you understand the spirit within. It is that and not the flesh which shall learn triumph. So Creator, he made us nonviolent. He makes us nonviolent. Ultimately, the hey, Jamia. All right, sister. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for checking in. So that's the one thing, that's the only way the world can make it. That's the only way somehow, man, that we can make it is to adopt the mindset that put down war well, you brother know, you know, but we can't do it. The flesh, it cries out for war, revenge, recompense. And then on the other hand, we got the Creator saying, I'm against war, offensive and defensive. Only way you're going to make it, only way that we're going to be able to be blessed is too hard of a lesson the world to learn. So, yeah, brother. Antonio. I know. I mean, you know, everything is an experience for us as faithists to make us a pretty, you know, when you see a marble sculpture, it didn't start out that way, man. It was a block of wood. It had to be chipped at, you know, had to be chipped, had to be sculpted, you know. That couldn't feel too good. You know, of course, marble can't feel anything, you know, but same for us. That's how I internalize it. It helped you to let go of yourself, man. You know, Creator, he seemed to keep, I think he emphasizes letting go. The whole issue is letting go of yourself. Let go of yourself. Let go, grow in letting go of yourself. You know, I could be wrong, but I think that's the bulk of his message. God said, in all these matters, whichever man or woman has put away self. And funny, funny. I'm mentioning it. The Creator makes the next verse say exactly the same thing. That happens all the time in my life. Let me digress for a moment too, man. Give me 10 seconds. Why am I always dropping things and they are standing up on end? Like I'll drop a fork and it'll stand up. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Where you drop it and it lays down. I've dropped like instruments and they, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to sound like I'm all spooky but have you, brother, noticed anything like that? It's like I'll drop a fork and it'll be stood up. Or I'll drop like, let me see, what's the last thing I can remember? It's mainly kitchen instruments. Is there some message in that? You drop something and it stands up. It's like stood up. Like if you reached down and stood the fork on the end where it stands up. You know what I mean? I'm looking around trying to think of something. Like bottles, dropping bottles, and I don't know. It's a trip. Who knows, man? God said in all these matters, whichever man or woman has put away self-desires for self's sake, serving the Father by laboring for others, is on the right road to wisdom. And if he records, and if the records show a sufficient time for growth in such a man or woman through which these virtues become organic, then choose that person, for Moab shall be composed of such. So, the message again, selflessness. Creator says he says, the records, if the records show that type of history of brother or sister, then Moab, now I forget what Moab is. It's certainly a place, a special place, Moab and Horeb. The Creator is saying, choose that person who's about being selfless, who gets it. Let me see. Cherie said, yeah, I had to find myself, forgive myself, and love myself to become oneness with self. I don't know if I understand that a whole lot. You Tauruses, man, you known for saying deep things. Brethren, that's the same sister that came in and just knocked. Well, I can't speak for everybody, but she sent me for a loop. Came in, shared a little bit of her story. She got 7 children, 6 daughters, 1 son. She lost twins. She had a near-death experience. That's enough to kill a man, You tell him all that. Yeah, and plus on top of that, they're naturally like deeply down-to-earth type of people. I mean, they have a unique type of wisdom, Let me see. AceNet says, my ex is an Aries. You two should have fit. Why did you give up on him? Y'all should have fit. Both of y'all ain't going to let each other talk. Yeah. I'm glad she over there and I'm over here because, see, that's the type of thing that it'll land a frying pan on your head, I got her. I stung her with that one. She can't do nothing, no. She way over there. Yeah. Leo, Aries. See, Dave says Moab was the first council under Sudan. Oh, okay. All right. So when this verse here, bro, when he's saying that for such are, let's read it again real quick. When he says that choose that person for Moab, is the Creator saying that he's choosing that person to be a part of the heavenly council? Brethren who do make it to gods and goddesses? You just put your answer in the chat as I go on. Is that what he's saying here? That he says choose these people who are selfless, they serve the Father, they labor for others. He says they're on the right road to wisdom. And if it's been a while, then these people, they have, to where the virtues become organic, meaning it's ingrained in them. The Creator said, choose that person for Moab. Because Moab is comprised of such. Dave said, Siddhanti said that. Okay, I don't know what you, yeah, this book is Siddhanti's. I can see that. But I guess he's saying certain brethren are going to be marked out for Moab, If I had to summarize it, and they exhibit these qualities, and they've done it for so long, it becomes endemic in them. Another verse I posted, it says, "Do not seek for the most learned or most prayerful to be members." And you have to think he's talking about Moab here. Moab. Well, he goes on. It says, "Do not seek for the most learned or most prayerful to be members, but choose those who rank highest in assimilation to Jehovah and their fellows, for these are the first to become gods and goddesses." How do you like that? Joey says, "The strong man may do more good works than the weak one, and yet the latter may stand fairer in my sight. I open the way to the weak and to the strong, to the learned and unlearned." See, look at the justice of the Creator, man. And then let me see. Tone Lodi says, "Zodiac signs have changed. Whether they have or not, I don't know. I mean, all I can deal with is my reality. And growing up and seeing and observing people, and having read some let me see. Somebody's coming on. If it's Ace and S, I ain't gonna let her because she's gonna get me back for what I said. Okay, it's Dave. Hey, brother.
Yeah, what I'm trying to get across to you there, Brother Jacob, is when God speaks, that's the reigning God, right? Not creator. See, where it says God said, that's deities speaking, not creator.
Okay. So deities.
It would say Jehovah said if it was creator talking.
Right.
God.
Okay. Yes. God said. So Moab. Okay, yeah, I said the Creator. I see. I get it. Yeah, I sometimes make that mistake. Sidantes. So it sounds like Sidantes was able to organize Moab with certain brethren who exhibited these qualities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, God has the ability to create his own counsels, but he always goes with what Creator says. You see.
Right. The Dev, wouldn't that be the heavenly council, or is it Moab and Horeb?
Well, seeing you're going way back to Horeb, right? That's even before Pan sank. And the Diva is the same thing as the Moab, right? Except in later times. Now they keep changing the names of the councils depending on which god it is that's reigning, or which part of Etheria they're coming from.
I see. That makes sense. Yeah. I see. Okay. So Horeb and Moab, I mean, they came after Pan. Div and Devin, that came after Pan.
Yeah. Div and Diva came after Pan, or the divine laws. And that was instituted by, I believe it was Fragapati. And Hoab, who was the god when Fragapati went back to Etheria. Because he trained up Hoab to be God.
I see. That makes sense. There's system and order there. That makes sense. Yeah. All right. Thank you, brother. Thank you. All right, brother. With your permission, I'm gonna go ahead with the reading of the word.
Oh yeah, man, go right ahead. I just wanted to bring that out so
yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah,
confuse people.
Right. So Fragapati, he had a council. Sidantes, he had a council, and the other gods.
Oh yeah, all the gods have a council.
I see.
But just the name of the council changes.
I see. I see. Hey, Dave, let me hold you for one quick second. Elijah says in OAHSPE, isn't there 13 zodiac signs though? I think you're right. I think you're right. You know,
OAHSPE
I think
isn't
he is.
13 zodiac signs.
I think he is.
No, I believe only 12.
I think there. Well, if you say that, then I have to look at it again. I think that I saw something that is in my mind that agrees with what he's saying here. There's something. Now, maybe I'm thinking of Arthur Koestler and the book that he wrote. Maybe I'm thinking of that, where those who say they are Jews and are not, and they consider themselves. I think I might be thinking of that. But here, Antonio says,
there's a book by somebody that talks about 13 zodiac signs, because they put in I'm not sure whether it's a planet or what, but it's called Charon, Chron.
how do you spell that again?
Charon.
Chiron. I mean, when I talk about zodiac signs, I'm talking about types of vibrations. I mean, it could be, another 30, but I'm just talking about from what I have learned and what I have seen in people. And that would mean if it's a
try zodiac signs, Charon.
Oh, yeah. Let's try that. Okay. Hey, Antonio, what is the name of it? Hold on a second.
And it also might be spelled Charon.
What is the 13th zodiac sign that was found this year? Ophiuchus is sometimes called the 13th zodiac sign, but actually it's a constellation, not a sign. It's a constellation, okay? It's not a sign. All right. Okay, so it's a constellation, it's not a sign. Okay, so, but people don't typically say they were born under the sun was in Ophiuchus. Okay, so it's not a sign, it's a constellation. At least that's what they say, So, all right, good enough. Let me see. Oh, Anthony Post, he says the 13 signs. So that's what he's saying too. But it's not a sign, it's a constellation. So it has no vibration on people, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I've heard that for a while, Fritz, about Pluto not being a planet. And I, think that it has a vibration on people. Pluto. If it's not Pluto, then it's unnamed, but there is a planet because other planets have vibrations on people. So if it's not Pluto, then that just means it's undiscovered.
Yeah, but, the NASA scientists keep wavering back and forth whether Pluto's a planet or not.
Right. I think it's suspect myself as to why they fooling around with, whether it's a planet or not,
Well, NASA is a bunch of scientists, so they wouldn't believe in astrology anyway to begin with.
Yeah.
So it's just an attempt to confuse the situation. But I do believe that Pluto does have an effect on people.
Yeah, yeah. I certainly do. I certainly do. Uh,
because it is within our solar system.
right, right. Now here, I just noticed something. It says it passes in front of Ophiuchus from around 30 November to December. That's Sagittarius. So if they want to say that that has something to do with Sagittarius, then it wouldn't be part. It wouldn't be the 13th sign. So, but anyway, they say it's a constellation, not a sign. So I can dig it. I'll take their word for it.
Yeah. Well, seeing that constellation is so far out, it may have an effect, a very very slight effect
Uh,
on the this. What was it you said? Sagittarius.
yeah.
It might have a very very slight effect on Sagittarius, but nothing. But so slight, be almost imperceptible.
Yeah, I'm with you. Maybe, yeah. That's another way of looking at it, you know. Yeah, it could be, Um, I think that with the signs, the only reason I subscribe to them is because through my life, I have seen people under the same type of vibration, born under the same, at the same period of time of the year. They have similar vibrations. So my understanding is empirical, and so that's why I subscribe to it. I also think it glorifies the creator.
Well,
And
I've talked to a lot of people who are into astrology, and a lot of them, when they do your chart, are exactly right on money.
uh-huh.
So there's got to be something to it,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's not so much your horoscope from the
No,
like
I don't subscribe to
newspaper. But I mean, a really good astrologer uh, uh, can pick out your traits. Boom, 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 boom.
yeah, yeah. But for me it's different. And I think it's my gift because I never really studied it. I
Yeah.
mean, just a cursory study. I think that most people know what I know. I just say it. A lot of people don't because they're scared. You don't want to be called a witch, but the
Now,
creator.
I myself, I ain't, I ain't really caring too much what they call me.
Yeah, I'm with you. See, that's what the creator's done for me. With the OAHSPE, slowly, gradually making me be 100% true to myself with proper decorum towards people and deference. That's
now
how I.
I better let you get back to your lesson, or else we're
Oh,
going so far digressed that
yeah.
the
I,
lesson ain't going to get done.
well, I
Let
appreciate
me,
you
uh, let
coming on,
me,
brother.
I'll still be on the air, but I'll just back off and let you
Okay,
go listen. And
okay, brother. I
I'll
appreciate it.
put the camera back on if I have to make a correction to you.
Okay, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, brother. I appreciate it. Let me see. Tone wants me to look up Zodiac Man. Let me see real quick. Zodiac Man? What is Zodiac Man? Zodiac Man? Zodiac Man. Okay. Maybe I can't go into it right now so I can get to the reading. Zodiac Man. Let's see. Zodiac Man. All right. This will be interesting to look at. Zodiac Man. Wow, this is interesting. All right. Well, shoot, man. I think I'm gonna check this out after the video. Looks like something I could get into. I'm looking at my sign. It's pretty interesting because I got a problem with my kidneys, but don't everybody? You know, I guess this is saying what parts of the body identify with which. See, cancer is the breast, sides, some bodily fluids and organs, chest, Aries, the head. All right, hey, this is interesting, man. Wow. All right, time for the reading of the word. So, thanks, brother. Thanks a lot for sharing that. I'm gonna keep a hold of that. Time for the reading of the word. Fritz said, "Leo, heart." Yep, that's true. That's true, brother. They have a biggest, probably the biggest heart. So, all right. So all y'all turn your heads because Sharice is in the shower. Don't look. All right. Oh, she was texting her daughter. That's funny. All right. May the Creator bless the reading of His Word. This is chapter 3, discipline, and the name of the video is "What Deceiving Angels Look Like." You faked this. You already know this, and you already read this. But I'm gonna just try to maybe flavor it a little bit, and just try to look what Fritz supposed to mean. All right. Well, I'm gonna just try to add a little flavor to it as I read this. Mostly, I count y'all have read this a billion times, but I'm still new to a lot of these things, so hopefully my enthusiasm will help to make it entertaining. All right. So, chapter 3, discipline, and the subtitle is "God illustrates the difference of method between the first and second resurrections." All right. And so it says, "Open your understanding, oh man, you may," friends. It says, "Open your understanding, oh man, so that you may discern the beauty and glory of heavenly places prepared by your God, lords, and guardian angels." Look at that. Prepared. There are prepared places for us, man. "For as we came up out of the first resurrection, which may be likened to a great medley of noise, a confusion of a mighty multitude, so did we covenant with Jehovah to make ourselves orderly and a unit in growth, manifestation, expression, and future development, so that the place of the second resurrection would do nothing in common with the first." How do you like that? Isn't that interesting? He says that we're going to be separated from the first resurrection, and we're going to be a unit. We're going to all be like-minded in faith, works, and deeds. Isn't that something else? Separated from the first resurrection. It's unbelievable how people are not going to want to come out of the first resurrection. I don't get it, man. I don't, and the first resurrection is even more glorious than the earth. The reality of the first resurrection. It surpasses the glory of the earth. Did y'all know that? It says, "For Jehovah, he created mortals and angels to attract each other, like to like. And since the aspiration and desire of most mortals pertain to themselves as individuals, so the two bound themselves in the same pursuits and earthly hopes." How do you like that? You like this type of, spirit in a person, then that's going to be joined with your spirit. It sounds like that's what he's saying. Verse 4, "For whoever on earth loved riches or fame or great learning or even evil, such as dissipation, drunkenness, gluttony, sexual indulgence, theft, gambling, or arson, doing any or all of these things for self's sake or for evil, attracted angel companions of a like order, who by inspiration or otherwise led him on to achieve his heart's desire." How do you like that? That's a deep mystery right there. the truth of the Creator, man. You going to gravitate to what your spirit is inclined to gravitate to, whether it be people, whether it be materialism. It's your own heart that's going to lead you. I mean, wow, man, that's amazing. That's amazing, man. He said, let me read it again. For whoever on earth loves riches or fame or great learning. Now, who doesn't love riches? Is my question. Who doesn't love riches? Who doesn't love fame? Don't we all? Wouldn't we all? Do we all want to be? Wouldn't we all want to be famous? Don't we all want a great learning? Does that mean that we all going to be with one another? It's not what the OAHSPE is saying, but you see what I'm asking? It's like we all love riches. We all want fame. Now, correct, maybe not all, We all love great learning or even evil, such as I'm kind of playing the devil's advocate for you, brethren. In other words. So doesn't everybody go to the second resurrection? Now, obviously not, but I'm trying to open up if any of y'all want to say something. It says, for whoever loved riches, fame, or great learning, or even evil, such as dissipation, drunkenness, gluttony, sexual indulgence, theft, gambling, or arson, doing any of all these things for self's sake or for evil, attracted angel companions of like order, who by inspiration or otherwise led them to achieve his heart's desire. So you get it in your heart, I want to be rich. So the angel says, there is a bank around the corner. I know their schedule. I know how you can get in. I know how you can break the lock. I know how you can steal the money, and then you'll be rich. I mean, it sounds like that's what it's saying. Like attracts like. You have a desire. Angel inspiration comes, helps you realize your desire. That's what it sounds like it's saying here. It says, and it came to pass that when such mortals died and entered the first resurrection, their former inspirers became their companions and rulers. It says, having shaped their thoughts while in mortality through their labors for self and earthly objects. And these in turn became angel inspirers to other mortals of like characteristics. So that a long period of time passed away before the spirits who were thus bound to earth could be persuaded that there were other heavens open for them to come and inherit. And as it was so then, even so it is to this day with the spirits of the dead. So the evil angel, he comes to you, he appeals to your earthly desires. You go about fulfilling the instructions and complying with the vibrations, and you accomplish that which you have set out according to your heart's desire. But at some point, you cross over and you become basically a slave to that angel inspiration, and you stay in that condition for maybe 100 or 1,000 years. I cannot imagine that, not knowing there's a higher heaven. It's like, wow, man, you become locked into your mind. You don't know nothing else. You cannot imagine anything else. It's just like here, right? Being on the earth, it's like a lot of people can't imagine anything else. The reality of afterlife, life after death, can't imagine it. Your own mind won't let you ascend. So,
very equal.
Yeah.
That's goes along with what I stated earlier. It's 200 to 500 times.
Oh, yes.
When you're talking to a spirit, because of those angel inspirers who inspired them, and they're following along with them, and it just keeps like snowballing.
Why do you like that?
So there's your confirmation right there. I just wanted to pop in and say that.
Yeah, that's what I want you to do. But expound on that a little bit more. You said that I got your post here, and you said that it keeps their influence on one another. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
When you're talking to a Christian
Go
spirit?
ahead and read your former inspirers become their companions and rulers. You see.
Ah, yes, that makes sense.
So when you're talking to the
That's
mortal,
how
you're
people
also
get
talking to
saved.
all these spirits that are around him, uh, 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 promoting his Christian thinking.
So that's how Luamon did it, right?
Exactly.
That's a hell of a plan. So that's what you meant.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
that, and I've also talked to Christian spirits, right? And they got like a whole gang of, uh, spirits with them. Well, me and my guide, they tried to trap us, and they was going to bring us up before Jesus's judgment throne. And I said, "Nah, I don't think I'm going." And we didn't look like very much, but when we turned up our lights, and they couldn't take the light, so they took off.
Now let me digress for a second, if I could, brother, and ask you a quick question. Like when we cross over, do we come under some type of examination?
Well, there will probably be a bunch of Mohammedan angels around, and Christian angels, and Brahmin angels, and who's the other one? Ayun, or uh, those types, right? And they'll ask you, "Well, what did you believe," or something like that. And uh, if you're not with them, uh, so you won't be deceived. I think it goes through that because those angels of the four dark corners are going to beset you.
Yeah.
I know you read that. What was it? A day or two ago? Man, was it Thursday or Friday?
I can't even remember.
Well, it was in the book of Sapphi anyway.
Uh uh
About where the guy goes out in spirit, and he's accosted, and oh yeah, we'll have our Christian angel with with wings and a long fleecy tail a mile long, and the other one said, "Well, I got angels it's old, and they got tails 2 miles long," things like that.
uh
And then they'll, if you don't go along with them, they'll damn you, or they'll try to beat you and send you on your way. But
uh
they can't really do nothing to you in spirit.
Yeah, I read where they seem to threaten you.
Yeah, yeah, that's on what I'm getting at.
Uh
Uh, it's in the book of what is it, Shiva, or something like that. Anyway,
well, what
yeah.
about what about non-Zarathustrians? Or what about atheists who have no God?
Well, they're in a strange situation because when they pass away, they think they're still alive because they have a body, but they don't understand it's a spirit body, right, and not a physical form.
Mm-hmm.
You see, so they're basically wandering spirits on the earth. And you can't tell them they're dead because they don't believe you.
So they still think they can go to the bathroom?
Yeah, oh yeah. They carry on just like they were in the mortal flesh.
How do you like that?
Except the only thing that finally gets through to them is when they're talking to friends and family, their friends and family don't respond to them at all. They can't,
Oh,
and then that gets them confused, and then you can approach them.
oh,
You see, but until they try to figure out what's going on, they're unapproachable, and they won't even talk to you because you're a spirit, right? And they don't believe in spirits or God or an afterlife or anything. You see,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
so they're very hard to reach until they uh, realize that there's change that took place. They won't even go to their own funeral.
Mm.
You see,
So some people don't realize they're dead.
exactly. Well, atheists, definitely.
So you're saying a faithless will realize they're dead?
Well, yeah, because your Ashar will be with you, and so
Oh,
your
yeah.
Asaph will come and escort you. Because
Uh,
Ashar will turn over your records,
yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
Uh,
then you'll ascend. But it'll
mm.
take about 3 days.
Yeah, yeah. I remember reading that too. How the spirit stays with the body for 3 days,
Yeah,
singing anthems and prayers.
yeah. Because when you're newly born in heaven, well, if you've never been out of your body, things are going to be different. But
Uh,
myself, when I cross over, I'll be fairly well awake when I do so.
uh,
Been
uh,
out in the spirit before, so I know a little bit, nowhere near what what's going to happen. But I've been to a few places, such as Utante.
uh, 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 uh. That's deep, man.
So no doubt I'll spend a few years in Utante,
Uh,
before I go on to the upper regions of heaven.
right, right. So where in the process? I mean, we read the other day about the process of non-faithists, how they have to learn elementary expressions,
Yeah,
they have
yeah,
to learn general labor, they have to learn uh, nursery, and these things take years. Like the first stage we read was like
yeah,
6 years, and then 12 years, and 78 years in total.
yeah.
You know, ascending and learning, ascending and learning,
Well,
and
I've learned some, but I can't do it here while in the physical.
uh,
You see, but out in the spirit, I can practice. You see,
uh, uh, wow, this is all very interesting. I mean, you could be in the spirit learning spiritual trades, shipbuilding, nursery, factories, how to measure, general labor,
yeah, yeah.
6 years, 12 years, 30 years, and still not believe in the creator. How can that happen? I mean, I guess none of us,
Well,
and then you don't.
what the non-Zoroastrian was doing was he was thinking God was the creator,
Uh, uh, and
or
then,
or the ruler, or whatever, because he was in a man form. He could not get the concept of the ever-present, all in all, not in the shape of man, but
wait a minute. Run
everything.
that by me again. Say it again. Say that again.
Uh, what I'm saying is they couldn't get the concept of creator uh,
Uh-huh. Uh,
everywhere at once, and not in the shape of form of a man,
uh, uh-huh.
being both creation and creator. You know,
Uh-huh.
both corporeal and spiritual.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
They
They're
that
under a mental
concept
block.
was beyond them, so they looked to God, right? And that's as far as they could see.
Oh, you come under a mental block.
Yeah, it was like a big mental block for them.
Wow, listen to that, man. Because you see that same thing in this reality.
Uh, yeah, they do teach the mudras,
Uh-huh.
because there's symbolic gestures and and poses.
Is that how you sit?
Uh,
The mudras.
right here, and some of the poses. Yes.
Well, let me see. What are these supposed to do? The mudras. Well, what is? I guess it's looks like Freemasonry. What they do.
Yeah. Some of
Well,
free.
are these supposed to have power?
They're signs and seals. That would be under signs and seals. Seals are SIGILS. It's a way of communicating secret knowledge.
So, okay. So this has to do with secret knowledge.
Yeah.
So is this how they communicate on the level? What, like second resurrection, third resurrection, or Daria, or
Yeah.
all
Yeah. Well, yeah. Basically, with some of those symbols. In fact, you do it when you make a sign of creator.
Well, what am I doing then when I make the sign of the Creator?
That's a sign right there, a seal.
What does it do for me? Seal me?
No, it's like a blessing.
Oh, okay. What?
The
Think about
the
that.
ranking god
Think about
will
that.
sign, right, and the god answering will do an answering sign.
Uh huh.
You see,
Now,
or
see,
make a gesture.
Antonio says they connect to the organs too.
Yeah,
So these, I wonder. Wow. So these here are signs that have power.
yeah. All signs have power.
For wicked and righteous.
Oh yeah. Anything that you can do for righteousness' sake, you can also do for evil.
How do you like that?
So that's why people get so confused about the Masons,
Uh-huh. Uh,
right? And then there's been a lot of anti-Masonic dislike, I would say. I don't want to go as far as say hatred, but dislike. Uh, the reason being because they're a secret society, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And anything secret's got to be bad because
Uh-huh.
it's secret.
Right.
You see.
Well, I would think that somebody who has this type of understanding, I mean, is it local or is it region? I mean, they would put it into the afflictions and ills of the war, of the suffering of man, wouldn't they, knowing this information?
No, because you remember there were certain signs and passwords used by the early rabbis,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
And this is where all of these secret societies basically developed from. You know, from the Kabbalah all the way down to the Masons, Rosicrucians, Knights Templar, or Order of the Eastern Star, you name it, it's all based on that. All these secret societies. Now,
Well, how is evil allowed to go on
what
knowing
they
this information?
what they use the information for, you see, whether for good or for evil, right? That's on the organization itself. Now, personally, I believe the Masons are good, but that doesn't mean to say that they have not been infiltrated
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
uh, agents of evil.
Uh-huh.
You
Uh-huh.
see, to attempt to take over or make the organization look bad for their purpose
Uh-huh.
to
Uh-huh.
keep themselves hidden. You see.
Now, let me see. Now, see, my dad was a 33rd degree Mason. Now, I know that's pretty high up,
Yeah.
and I never could figure it out, man. Like I heard people say that's evil, and so
Well,
I, you know,
from
I, I,
what
I
I, from
I couldn't see my dad that way. I couldn't see
from
him that way.
from whatever I can
Our
understand,
32nd degree.
well,
You know,
32nd, 33rd, the highest you can go is 33rd degree Mason.
yeah. Well, he was 32nd, so I, I was, I was always confused by that because people were telling me one thing. See, Fritz, his dad was a 32nd degree. Antonio says his dad was too. Maybe they responsible for me being under the spirit I'm in, or my dad. Who knows? Is that possible?
Yeah,
Can they
it
put
could
can they
be.
put their children then you know can they put their children under vibration?
They can teach their children, but it's not based, but it's not exactly from Masonic tradition because it's secret. They wouldn't share it openly. You would have to become a Mason,
Yeah, he
but
wouldn't talk about
no doubt that you've had some uh, of their inspiration rub off on you.
it. Imagine that. Imagine, wow, man, this is a man. Let me see. There's a lot going on in the chat. Um, my sister was an Eastern Star too. What is that, Ace and F? She said the builders Her grandma was Eastern Star. Now, at my sister's funeral, I found out that she was one too. Now, who are they?
Eastern Star is you might say the women's group of Masons. They're an auxiliary to the Masons, but it's for females only.
So these people aren't all evil?
No. Yeah, Sister Asenath got it. Equivalent to Masonry, females. Yeah, Eastern Star, yes.
Huh. Let me see. Jamia said, do you have any of his old artifacts? Now, see, you Pisces kill me, man. You just kill me, you know? This question she asking me, it brings back a very bad memory. Very, very bad memory, man. When I went to my sister's funeral, I barely had money. I drove from California to Cincinnati, and it didn't go well. And in my own hometown, I ended up sleeping in my truck on two of the coldest nights of the year because I was too proud to stay with my mom. I had a falling out with my family. And the next day at the funeral, my dad came to me. He said, Kurt, I want you to have this. And it was his college ring. And basically, I just turned my back on him. I didn't take it. I was mad at him because of what happened. And now here she's asking me, do I have any of his old artifacts? Now, I wonder if he was saying, well, it's like she's asking me this question, and it's like, who knows if I would turn down a hell of a blessing. And he knew it, but I refused it. I don't know. Her question make me think like that, Can some artifacts have that type of power? Or, man, this whole thing is just, oh, man, where's all, wow, man.
Yeah, artifacts, they
Who
can...
are you people, man? Who are these people, Creator, in this chat here? These people are from Etheria. I bet you they are.
Well, no.
All you brethren are from Etheria. Yes, you are.
No, not yet. We're bound for Etheria, but we got a long way to go before we get there.
Look at what's going on in this chat here.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Hosea, Israel, I've never seen you before. You want to come on the channel and introduce yourself, Hosea, Israel? If you come in peace and not for war, then you're welcome here. If you want to come on and introduce yourself, I've never seen you before. I'll put the link in the room. You can come and introduce yourself to the brethren here. I'm trying to read the chat. There's a lot going on in the chat. If you want to come in, brother, just click the link and come and introduce yourself. Let me try to catch up on the chat real quick. She said, do you have any of his old artifacts? And I think I know where she was leading to, that if you hold any of his old artifacts, then it has some spiritual implications, I think, is what she was going to get
Correct.
Wow.
A person's artifacts sometimes carry their vibrational frequency with them.
Let me see. I heard somebody come in. It might be the brother. So let me click on his, let me bring the brother in. Hold on a second. Let me see. Hey, brother. It's good to see you, man. How you doing, Hosea? Let me bring the brother in. I don't think he can hear me.
Hey, brother.
Oh, he
Shalom
can.
alaikum. All is well, brother. How about yourself?
Oh man, I'm doing fine, man. My name is Yaiquab. Nice to meet you, man. I don't know how you found out
You're
about
getting a
us.
feedback, I guess.
Oh, hey Dave. I think that's
Let
coming
me
from
turn my TV down.
Art. Okay. Wow, this whole thing is just what is going on here? And you brother know all about this stuff. You brother know all about this stuff, man.
Well, you see, most of these signs and seagulls are in the book of Sappho
Uh-huh.
to begin with.
Uh-huh.
And they change very little over the time.
And that's
Okay,
something.
take a look at the booty mudra, right?
On the what?
The,
Oh, booty,
yeah,
Moocher.
right. Now,
Before we go on, let me let the brother introduce himself. I'm glad he's here.
let me just say one thing. You
Okay.
take a look at that, and that's the Boy Scout sign.
Or no. The Boy Scout sign is the kidney moocher, isn't it? Isn't it? Hold on a
No,
second. Let's look at the internet. Hold on. What is the Boy Scout sign? Oh, come on, man. What is the Boy Scout sign? What is the Boy Scout sign?
right
Oh, three things. Oh, yeah, that's right. Look at that. The Scout sign picture. Now here they got two fingers. He's got three fingers.
there. Yeah.
Here, look at that. It's got three
That's
fingers. Yeah, you're
booty
right.
mudra.
You're right. The
Now,
booty.
now let's go ahead and let brother speak. I'm going to pop off for a minute. Let you
Oh,
and him
okay.
do it. So I just wanted to point that out.
Man, I really wow, man. Wow. I can't even think straight right now. Brother, how you doing, Hosea? I don't think he can hear me.
Okay, who is Fritz? Who is Fritz Foxwell?
Oh, that's my brother.
I'm good, brother. Who is Fritz Foxwell?
That's my brother.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Can you hear us?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Fritz, he's
I
in
ain't getting I'm getting
the chat.
double talk here.
Hey, Dave, I think that might be
Let me
you.
try to come out. Let me try to go out and come back in.
No. I think what it is if you got the channel on, hit the mute on the channel, and that should clear the double.
Okay, he clicked off. I think he's gonna
He's going to come
come
back.
back. Yeah. Wow, man. Wow. I mean, shoot, man. You know? Now these signs are for a reason. Now, it's not just to identify themselves with other people. They have a real vibration behind them, right?
Oh yeah.
There's a reason I'm being shown this stuff. Okay, can you hear us now, Hosea?
Yes.
You can hear us now? Okay.
Yes.
Sound
Can you hear me?
yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. Okay, let me just introduce myself. My name is Hoshea Israel, and I follow the Creative Gang with Selah Shalom. Maccabee and the rest of the brothers. I've been following them for a long time. I also read OAHSPE, and I'm a Hebrew Israelite. Came out of the house of Israel to follow the Creator. So yeah, I got a long history of a lot of stuff that I've been doing. I guess we all been down that road, coming from Christianity. Used to be a Seventh-day Adventist minister and that type of thing. And the reason why I answered that question concerning masonry, I'm a master mason myself.
Whoops, I think you froze there, brother.
Say it again.
What's that, Dave? You said you think did he freeze on you? I see him okay.
He's back again.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't. I can barely hear you.
Who, me?
No, the other brother.
Dave. Speak up, Dave.
Yeah. Let me turn my volume up a little bit. See if that'll help any. Does that help any?
I think you sound good. I don't know if Hosea can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I just have my phone volume all the way up, and y'all sound a little distant.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, a man can also become an Eastern Star. A woman just can't become a Mason.
Okay.
Like what like it's a secret society, right?
It's just a fraternity. We are a fraternity. I don't know of anything demonic or satanic about it. I've been a Mason since 1992. I just reinstated. We do a lot of the things out of the Bible. We just go out and help the homeless, the widows, and the fatherless. We do good things to people. Now, I don't know about everybody else, but as for me and the group that I belong to, we go out and we help people. We don't do anything satanic or worship or Baphomet or anything like that. You know, I heard a lot of that stuff years ago myself, just as you did, and I haven't encountered anything like that. A lot of our signs and passwords come strictly out of the Bible, so that's as far as I go with that.
Wow.
Yeah,
But as far as anything satanic, I don't know anything about that. Although I'm a master, I do know some 32nd and 33rd degree information. I don't see any of that stuff being satanic either. Yeah. Now you do have other groups. You have other groups that might be into all of that, but like I said, we're not.
So I can imagine when it comes to information, how it can be used for righteousness or it can be used for unrighteousness. And I do realize that there are fallen gods and they can give information to men for self-serving purposes. But you're saying there are Masons who are under a righteous inspiration, and there are those who are under a unrighteous inspiration.
Correct.
See, wow, man.
What that always gets me is I don't understand the anti-Masonic sentiment. I don't understand why people are so against.
Yeah, see, that's what I was under that for the. I mean, I was told, man, and then I thought, wait a minute, man, my dad. I know my dad, and he just.
No, I'm not a white apron, Miss Moon. I'm a blue, a master. A white apron is a entered apprentice.
A what? An end of the what?
She was asking a question Astronaut.
Look at these questions, man. I mean, I don't know any of this stuff, man. You know?
What we do is we make good men better.
Yeah. That's a basic premise of masonry.
Right.
Now, I remember somebody invite. I mean, do your members go out and invite other brethren to come in?
Yeah.
How does that work?
If somebody has a question, if I have my T-shirt on and it says to be one, ask one, and so at that point, that individual will be taken through a process of background checks. You have to be a member of a church. You have to be a deacon in the church. You have to be married. That type of thing. I mean, we run background checks, worldwide checks, make sure you're not a felon, all that good stuff. So it just ain't no murderers coming in and kidnappers and rapists and pedophiles and all that type stuff. You have to actually be, 10 toes down. You have to be a real man. In other words, you have to have balls.
Well, I can subscribe to the principle of the whole thing. I do not understand the need for it, though. You know what I mean?
Need for what? The need for what?
Freemasonry.
Well, you have to go back to Egypt, right? They had secrets there also. Yeah, if just like in the OAHSPE, all knowledge was passed down from mouth to ear. It wasn't written. So that's all we do.
It's the same thing, because, like I said, it all came from the mouth to ear and the signs
exactly.
to be able to get in
exactly.
to that inner temple.
That's right. And it actually goes much deeper. It's a spiritual thing. I mean, what we see now is corporeal, but it's all built on spirituality. And each brother and sister have their own walk of spirituality. You have to walk your own walk. You have to find that higher self, that higher consciousness yourself. We can't help you do that. I mean, we can give you the direction and we can guide you, but you still have to walk that walk yourself, just like OAHSPE. You have hand signs and signals amongst the higher spiritual brothers that's crossed over. And likewise, we do here in the corporeal world. You have evil individuals that want to get in and they want to do different things. Just like when you cross over, it's the same setup. What's above also below. So it's nothing wicked or spiritual, or scary or spooky about it. It's just that you're always going to have people that don't know, always going to instigate and say stuff like that. But it's nothing wicked about it.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The thing about it is you have a lot of people that's Illuminati and other things, and they try to make everybody into that. But like I said, it's about your spiritual walk. It's about everybody's spiritual walk, just like now. Just like what y'all doing right here with OAHSPE and hand signs. It's all about your spiritual journey. You got to do that on your own. So it doesn't make a difference if you're a Mason or not. You still going to have to do the same thing. You still got to, walk this walk. You still got to do what the Creator says. You got to get out here. You got to love your fellow man. You got to do that same thing, man. No different.
I just don't understand I don't understand the need for, well, I don't know how to frame it, but I don't understand. I mean, what's the question that I have?
In other words, you're saying you don't know why it would be a society, why it would be a fraternity of Masons or Eastern Stars. Why would it even be secrets? So think about OAHSPE. You have secret knowledge in there that we don't know. You'll never know that secret knowledge until you cross over, right? And even then, some of the things you still won't know, some of the hand signs and all that, you still won't know. So at that point, it'll be a secret to you also.
Correct.
I mean, I don't understand the need for Masons or secret societies. What are they for? What benefit is it? Why, do we have them? What do we need them for? If we need them, why?
Now, let me attempt to answer that, Brother Yaquab. When you do something good for somebody, right?
Yeah.
Don't you do it in secret?
Oh, that's a good. Now, that is the same with. That's a damn good question, man. I like doing it in secret, but then
Well, see, you're doing the same thing that a Mason would do. You're doing it in secret, so you don't get any accolades. The Creator gets the accolades for it.
That's right.
oh, but why do they have to get together? Why not just do it on your own?
It's a fraternity. It's a fraternity of brotherly love, and we go out just like the priests go out, and we help the fatherless and the widows. Nobody's helping the fatherless and the widows. You have
Uh,
some churches that do it. You have other frats that do it. The police officers are a frat. You have the Kappa Alpha Psi and all these other groups. They do the same thing. So I mean, it's just like everybody. It's just like all of us faithists, and I call myself a faithist. It's just like right now, all of us faithists will get together and we'll do something, and we'll not let people know that we're faithers, and because we want to give the Creator all the glory. We won't go out and boast of ourselves. We'll just go out and help and show
Correct.
love. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. The OAHSPE is a brotherhood. The Freemasons are a brotherhood.
That's right.
Each Stars brotherhood, sisterhood, right?
That's right.
There are a lot of Rosicrucians, Knights Templar. They're all fraternities, you see,
Right.
and they're all basically doing the same thing as we
But
are.
yeah, you have to be careful with certain fraternities. It just depends on what side of Jacob's ladder that they're climbing. Jacob's
Yeah,
ladder, Jacob's
yeah.
ladder on the spiritual side.
You've got to be very discerning.
That's right. And if you want to be spiritual about Jacob's ladder, it's just the spine. I'll just say that. Like I said,
Yeah.
everything alludes to spirituality.
uh,
Everything that we do alludes to something inside of your physical body. It's your spiritual walk of life is basically what it's all about. A lot of
uh,
people are just not spiritual. A lot of people are more corporeal than spiritual. A lot of
uh,
people still looking for a sky daddy. They're not looking for the Christ consciousness inside, not understanding that Christ consciousness is a higher self. It's actually not a entity coming to save you. You know what I mean? You got to
uh.
save. You have to save yourself.
Correct.
Now,
Correct.
Antoinette asked you a question. She wants to know: have you traveled this year?
In what way you want me to answer that,
I don't know.
Miss Moon? Uh, how are you asking me that question? Let me just ask you: are you a traveler? Or let me just ask you, Miss Moon, from whence you came?
So this is like coded language.
Look at the questions she asked.
I'll ask you again. Uh, who wants to know?
So, are you guys speaking some type of spiritual language right now?
I just don't know who she is. I'm trying to see who she is. It's
Uh huh.
just like I can't. I don't want to talk to the eavesdropper.
Uh huh.
Okay, Tony, how you doing, Tony?
Wow, this is all just too interesting, man. But I don't know any of this stuff.
That's correct, Elijah.
deities in training.
That's right.
I mean, I can see the principle behind association, but then you don't need to be associated.
Okay, so do you need to be associated with faithists?
Oh, now that's a dang good response, man. Yeah, I can't do without them.
Okay.
I can't do without.
All it is, okay, it's just a different organization, but with the same purpose. Maybe a little bit higher understanding than a regular corporeal individual. Uh,
Uh,
but with learning and growth in spirit, you get the same knowledge. That's it. It's no different, uh, in my opinion.
uh-huh. Uh, uh, good night, man. So, was
There-
my dad
There's a
trying?
lot. I
Was
would, I will, I will tell you this. There are some deeper secrets on the esoteric side, uh, that the churches disallow because they don't want to wake people up. They don't want people to be awakened to
uh-huh,
themselves, you
uh-huh,
know,
uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
and that's what that is. So they spook you to death and they scare you and they tell you all these wicked things, and you never try to grow in understanding or grow in knowledge. You just stay dumbfounded and you allow yourself to stay indoctrinated, and you follow the lying preachers, and you never grow. You never grow in spirit. You never you those people are too afraid to take a, they say walk by faith, but they are too afraid to take that walk because they are told that they let demons into themselves if they meditate. The first thing you read in the Bible is to meditate on the word day and night.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
if you're not going to meditate on the word day and night, then what you going to do? Because you have to in order to be spiritual, you have to meditate. So you
uh,
got to do. That's no other way. If there is, tell me.
Now, see, praying is asking, and meditating is sitting quiet and waiting for the answer.
And that's right, listening to that still small voice that Jeremiah speaks about.
Correct.
man, I
So
thank you for coming in, man. Truly, I do. You know.
so masonry what it did for me and has done for me has made me a better man, has made me more spiritual, and made me uh just love more, and reason being because um for a long time I didn't know how to do that. So I learned to go out and to help people, and in helping people that does something to your spirit, man, to be able to go out and to give to the homeless or the fatherless and the widows. We could easily swap places. You and I could easily be on the other end with our hand out. I see homeless people every day. I said to my wife one day, because I had stopped giving to the homeless at one point, and right here where I am in Alabama, it gets around 96 to 100 degrees every day. So I asked myself this question: what would make an individual stand outside from morning to night in 99 degree to 100-degree temp with no coverings, just out there with a sign asking for help? What would make an individual do that unless they really need help? I wouldn't be out there unless I really needed help.
Uh,
So we have to stop being we have to put ourselves in somebody else's place and give, and just give anyway. Because once you give, it's up to the individual what they do with what you give them. You giving out of spirit, out of love, out of care, and get some joy out of it. You know, not
uh,
not not give and be and get not give grudgingly. So a lot of times we don't give. So when I started reading OAHSPE, that's one of the things that we need to do. The biggest things that we need to do is give.
but what about where the OAHSPE frowns on giving?
What book is that?
Where he says he talks about
He's speaking about
charity. Hold on, let me find
uh,
it. He talks
just
about
giving, but without discernment.
yeah.
Okay.
What about
Okay.
giving
That's
without
what he's
discernment? Yeah.
what he's getting at.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do that. that's you heard me say earlier. I stopped giving because some of the times I would see some of the individuals that I saw 3 days ago or 3 weeks ago standing in the same spot. So the
Yeah.
next time I give,
Yeah.
I'll just give a word of knowledge. I won't just give money. Well, if I
Yeah.
do give, I buy the food and take it to them. You know,
Yeah.
you have to think about certain things. You don't just go out
Yeah.
and dig in your pocket and give money.
Yeah.
Hey,
To
love,
give
light,
you
and
an
peace.
example,
Love, light,
to
and
give
peace.
you
Who's this?
Hey,
Elijah?
yo.
Elijah 7?
It's Tone.
Tone, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, my brother?
Man, you got it, man. I'm just enjoying the fellowship.
Oh yeah, y'all kicking some knowledge. I had to come in, on this one. I
Hey,
tried
man.
to stay out. I try to stay out the way.
Hey, I was just I had just happened to turn my TV on and just to see if Selah was on or Maccabee, and I saw this live show, so I decided to just listen in. So I saw Fritz Foxwell name pop up. So I'm always sending messages. He and I sending messages to each other all the time. So yeah. But anybody that's a OAHSPE, hey, we family.
That's right.
Yep.
Right, right.
So what's going on, man? What's on your mind? Talk to us.
Oh, I mean, man, y'all guys been a mystery all my life, man. My dad almost beat my behind, man, for wearing his sweatsuit one day.
Well, that's just if you was a cute dog, anything like that, you don't go into sacred clothing. I imagine if you was in King Solomon's temple and you put on some of the sacred clothing, they probably would have done the same thing.
Hey,
So
David did it. David ate
yeah,
the showbread.
yeah. But yeah, you don't want to go in and put on sacred clothing because certain articles that you put on carry certain type of energy with it. And if you're not in
True.
that frame of mind, you don't need to be dealing with that. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You
yeah,
it's just
yeah,
like holy garments. You put holy garments on if you're a priest, and you have to be in the right frame of mind and spirit to be doing all that stuff.
yeah.
So you don't
Correct.
just go throw something on just to throw it on.
True.
Yeah. So he did that to teach you a lesson. If you want to be able to wear something like that, then you gotta,
Gotta
you
earn
have to
that.
go, yeah, you have to earn it and you have to go through the initiation. If you read, I think somewhere in the Bible, it spoke about Jesus being initiated into the Essenes at one point, right? He
Yeah,
had
I
to
don't
go,
know if it's in the
yeah, he
Bible,
had to
but
go,
I think
yeah,
it was a scene.
yeah, he had to go through the initiation though. It was an
Oh yeah,
initiation process.
yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
interrupt
Right.
for can I interrupt for 1 second real quick?
Yeah,
Um,
it's your show, man. It's
hey,
your show.
Hosea, what's your sign?
Capricorn.
Good God Almighty, man.
Hey, December
So
31st, man.
yeah, same as my cousins who's in prison.
Yeah.
But and my mom was one. I love
Okay.
you people.
Ain't no cap.
Love you
That's
people.
right.
Sometimes you mean as hell though.
For me, no, man. I'm on the other side of the spectrum. I uh I suffer in silence. My thing is I want to
Yeah.
see everybody else happy. My name Hoshea meaning salvation, and
Uh,
Israel or Israel meaning he who has power with God and with man. If you
uh,
look up the history of the prophet Hosea or
mm,
Hoshea, he was known as the weeping prophet who cared more for Israel than anybody else. And that's my
mhm.
character, man. That's my characteristic.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
my,
the truth,
my
man.
family are vowed to that. I suffer in silence. I would rather see other
Yeah,
people make it, and I show that much love. So
yeah.
some of the times I don't
They
get all of that love, but I don't let everybody know.
they charge with carrying a whole neighborhood by themselves sometimes.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Now, shoot, I forgot my question.
I'm sorry about that.
Oh, it wasn't you, brother. I'll remember it. Y'all keep going. I forgot. I'm gonna get it back.
You was
Um,
asking about Capricorn. You said Capricorn. You was talking about Capricorn.
do you believe in the reality of Jesus Christ?
Uh, well, I came up in the Hebrew Israelite organization I was with. We were monotheistic, so we believed in Psalm 68 and 4, one Creator only.
Uh-huh. Oh. I
Yeah.
never heard Israelites say that.
Yeah. Well, in the Bible, it says one God only. The Lord our God is one God.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So
Yeah.
yeah. At one point when I was younger, I grew up, hearing the word name Jesus, but I can't remember if I was ever head over heels with the name. I was always the type of
One
individual that
God.
wanted to know more. Yeah, one,
One
no
God.
other. Yeah, no other. Yeah, I understand the word God, but I'm just saying for me, it's creator.
Right.
Uh,
Right. Yeah.
yeah, but I just kind of took that and went with it as far as me knowing it's one creator and not that one God thing that they were talking about. And of course, we was calling the name Yahweh at the time, or Yah. So I moved away from all of that stuff once I purchased a couple of OAHSPEs. So I actually got one for myself, my wife, and my daughter. And yeah, it's been interesting, man. It kind of ties everything together.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but as far as is believing in Jesus, what I'm seeing in OAHSPE is Esu, I believe.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Um, and that kind of puts everything in perspective, but not as far as how we was taught who Jesus is supposed to be, that he came and died for our sins and all that type stuff. That's something totally different.
Yeah.
But as far as me believing in Jesus as a person, uh, we was taught to call him Yeshua.
Uh-huh.
So in OAHSPE, I think it's Yeshu, the Essene.
Joshua. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm answering your question. I'm thinking
Well,
you asked me, do I believe in Jesus?
well, it's coming out now. The creator is doing a terrible destruction on the
Yep.
Bible
Yep.
and exposing the narrative that is Jesus Christ of the New
Yep.
Testament.
Mm-hmm.
And the ASNAP knocked me flat, showing me that he represented a picture of righteousness,
Yep.
wisdom, glory, and deception.
Yep. You're
And
right.
I immediately it opened up a whole new world for me. But the scholars are now, I mean, it's a terrible thing that's happening in the world now because they are absolutely, oh man, it's a terrible thing. The
Right.
exposure of the Bible when so
Right.
many people
Well,
are.
Brother Yakwa, but I don't think it's a terrible thing. I'm beginning to think it's
Oh
a
well, okay, yeah, that's a good. I see
good
where you're going
thing.
right away. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
waking
I see.
everybody up now.
Reason being is deception is going to always
Yes,
be uncovered, and the truth will come out sooner or later. In this
yes,
case, it's coming out
that's right.
later,
Yeah, you know what I mean, though,
and
in the
they're
sense that
just
that's
tearing their
people's
structure
foundation.
right now. I mean, the four
You know
horsemen
what?
are.
You know what I mean? I mean, from a people standpoint, it's the destruction of their foundation. Like,
Right.
you know, it's hard. It's hard to see that for me. That to see people who are all their life the thing they've been standing on. I mean, it's being thoroughly destroyed, and they can't see any other way to go.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, well,
You're exactly right.
it'll be hard for them, yeah, but uh, to uh, uh, to destroy the old foundation, they can build on the
Yeah,
correct new
exactly.
foundation.
Yeah.
You see, because
Uh,
you've got to have that destruction before it can be rebuilt.
Right.
Brother Cosmon Cal always says destruction and rebuilding go hand in hand. Something
That's
has to
right.
be
Yep,
destroyed
yep.
before it can be rebuilt.
That's right. You get order out of chaos.
Yeah, that's how he
uh,
says. Yeah, Brother Cosmon Cal.
mhm.
Yep.
He wants
That
the four.
the main issue with everybody with is going to be that Jesus deal. See, they're not going to be able to let Jesus go, and so that's going to be the
Right,
downfall for a lot of
right.
people. Because right now today, families are torn apart because some believe in Jesus and some don't. And if you read in the Bible, Jesus said He came to separate father from son and mother from daughter. He came
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
a sword to cause destruction and
Yeah.
separation, but people don't see that.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You're right. You're right.
And so
Yeah.
that's exactly what's going on. Everybody's being separated. I had family members that are Jehovah's Witnesses. They disown each other if you do something wrong, it cut you off for a few years.
I
You
heard
know,
that.
yeah, man. So
I think all religions do that.
even in Christianity, some people do that. They'll toss you
Yep.
away,
Yep.
and So you think about it, it's kind of hard if you got sons and daughters, 15, 16 years old, and they go out and do something that you did when you was young, but at your age now you just can't seem to understand it. But since you so-called sanctified and saved and filled with the Holy Spirit and all that, now you can't understand your children and you want to kick them out. Seems like to me you would understand even more if you filled with all this righteousness.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that would make sense.
Yeah, yeah,
I guess to anyone it would make sense, but they're
right,
so indoctrinated
right.
in their religion that uh, they got to toe the line or else. So
Yeah.
they'll
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Wow, man. I'm in a lot of pain right now. I ordinarily wouldn't say it, but man, what Jamia asked me, that's just a body blow, man.
What's
My
that?
dad, he wanted to give me his ring, and then Jamia asked me if I had any old artifacts, and because it was a minor falling out, and then at my sister's funeral, he wanted to give me that ring, and I was upset with him, and I just turned my back on him. And
Mm,
I still remember his hand extended to give me that ring, and I just turned around and walked away from him. And now it could be in my mind that he knew something in offering to give me that ring. And I
mm,
didn't understand at the time. Now, it may just be nothing,
yeah.
but she asked me that question, and now it's like I see things differently, you know. But I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's for
whether
you. That's for you to find out. With
Right.
anything like who was it? Elijah said I forget who it was in the Bible, but he followed the prophet around, and when the prophet got ready to pass on, he said, "Leave me your cloak, and if you catch the cloak, then all the knowledge and wisdom that I have will be passed upon you." Was that
Yeah,
Elijah or
I think it's
Elisha?
Elijah. I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Elijah.
yeah.
So I'm just kind of looking at it like that. I'm not saying that's what it is,
they're
but
gonna
you'll
Right.
have to figure that out for yourself. It could have
Uh,
you just never know what it could have been. But look at how you feeling right now
uh-huh.
because you didn't do
Yeah,
it. See, if you
that's
had taken it, you wouldn't be feeling the way you feel now, and you probably could move further in your spiritual walk as far as that goes.
I mean, by her asking that question, you know what I mean? I mean, we parted in peace. You know, my
Yeah.
dad, my mom, they passed away, and we parted in peace. So, but I'll never leave my mind now that she brought that out, and I'm talking to you now, and you're sharing the things of Mason, and
yeah
that was probably his way of offering me his secrets. I don't know.
Well, he was offering you a path to
Yeah,
take, and not necessarily offering you secrets, because every Mason
yeah, yeah.
stumbles upon his own goal as he
Uh-huh.
goes on. Like I said, it's just like with this walk here. We all were at one point Protestants or Baptists or Seventh-day Adventists or something. So now here we are reading OAHSPE, which is a higher level, a higher science, a higher thinking than all that other stuff. And that's all it's going to be. But as far as I can tell you now, I don't think that any degree of masonry is going to be higher than OAHSPE. It's going to be right up there with it,
yeah
but it's not going to be higher. It'll just be something that some of us got before OAHSPE, before we knew about OAHSPE. but on an esoteric level, on a more spiritual and deeper understanding of what the metaphors in the Bible really stand for. The allegories and all those things really stand for. You know, we are the microcosm that's we from and the heavens are the macrocosm. We're the microcosms. We are
Hey,
the
I got a
little
question.
heavens. Yeah, we're the little heavens. So, that's what we need to be focusing on. We need to be focusing on cleaning this temple, doing all the spiritual work, just like the Egyptians did. They knew that the spiritual life was forever, and what they did in the corporeal life was basically for the spiritual life. And so that's what we need to be doing now. We need to be cleaning ourselves up spiritually, and then you would look different physically. But see, we got it backwards. We doing it corporally, we clean up, but spiritually we still messed up and nasty and dirty. So we tell people we love them, but we say it out of habit. We don't say it because we mean it. We help people out of habit. We don't help them because we love to help. We give out of habit, but we don't give because we love to give. All of these things we've been taught to do. We don't desire to do. You have to have a desire to go into help and to love and to give. You have to have a compassion for it, man. You just don't do it because a group of people are doing it. Get up every morning with something with this on your heart to give, to help, to make somebody else's life better. That's the bottom line. And then you have the highest grade when you cross over.
Correct.
Remember, the scripture in the Bible said, I forget it. It says it's something that goes to the effect that, whatever you do unto the least of them, you shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. That's what OAHSPE says is if we don't do all these things here, as far as giving, we're gonna have the lowest grade, man. The lowest grade in the kingdom. You see? So we have to go, the lowest grade. So we have to go out and we have to do things because we want to do it, not because somebody said to do it, or because somebody made you feel sad, or you look at somebody with pitiful eyes. Don't even do that. And there's a lot that we have to do. We have to grow in spirit, but that's the work and that's the walk. And that's the same thing with masonry, man. It's the work and the walk. When brothers come in through initiation, they don't come in perfect. They come in like a rough asher. They come in as a beaten, a broken, beat up stone that has to be shaped into a man, a good, perfect, erect man. They don't come in perfect. And so we have to shape ourselves up. But first inside and then outside. But if you don't do these things, you just ain't gonna make it. It's a hard job, but if you want to make it, that's what we have to do. See, this is not something that we can just get in just to get in and say, hey, I'm a part of the Faithists. I'm a part of the Masons. I'm a part of whatever. No. You got to really do the work.
You got to do the work, correct?
Yeah. And the work you have to do is on yourself.
On yourself first.
That's right. That's where the work begins at. Inside this temple, this King Solomon's temple right here. Work this temple. Build the ground floor. Build a foundation right here. Then erect the building. No building can stand without a foundation.
Correct.
So build your foundation and build it on truth, wisdom, love. Build it on those things.
I want to stop you for just a second, man. And
yes, sir.
I want y'all to take note of the Creator through this man talking. Now, he's a Capricorn, right? And this is why I like to say each one of you brethren are beautiful in your own way, especially when you're faithful to your vibration. Now, his vibration, if I were to go on the internet, I could I want to glorify. I want to take this opportunity real quick. Give me a minute and 30 seconds to glorify the Creator.
Sure.
Attributes of Capricorn. Now, okay, let me see if this will work. What are Capricorns known for? What I wanted to point out, see, there it is right there. Now, this man is under the vibration of Capricorn. Perfectionist and hard working is what I wanted to point out. That's their attribute. They'll always somehow be closing to emphasizing hard work. And this brother, I don't know if he even knows it. He keeps saying it, you know.
I do. I know it.
And it's got a special anointing. His words got a special anointing because he's operating on his higher vibration. Now, this goes back to the Creator. Some of you brethren come on and you say, now I notice it. And I have to say, you brethren have to know it because I'm looking at this chat and so I'm like, man, I don't know nothing, you know. But one thing I do see is you brethren, you come on the chat and you glorify the Creator, because when I find out your vibration and then I look to see if it's really, you know, if they really are what they're operating on and it comes to pass, that's glory to the Creator. And it just strengthens, it blesses my soul because it helps me to see the Creator more clearly. And so the brother here is talking, he's emphasizing another strong attribute of Capricorn, which is personal responsibility. You know, you've been hearing him talk, you know, and so the Creator sent the brother into this room. He put his own flavor on the message, and he just killing us. All of these words the brother is saying is sweet, you know. So I'm sorry I interjected. I just had to, you know, I just think what you're saying is powerful. I really appreciate it, brother. And
brother, no pressure. No pressure.
You know,
all of the glory goes to the Creator.
All glory goes to the Creator, man.
I hear this all the time. And I don't mean to interrupt you. I hear this stuff all the time. What you're saying, my wife says it so much. My words have power. I just always pray and ask the Creator to help me to be able to use these words to help other people. Some of the times I say something and I'll say it, believe it or not, before it happens. And
I certainly, yeah.
And when it happens, everybody's looking at me with big eyes. But the way I try to express it is I try to give it in a warning, but in a nice way, as to say, if you do this, this is going to happen. You know, not being pushy, but just trying to, you know, kind of like when you deal with your children, you try to point them in the right direction. So I'm always finding myself doing that. And I mean, it just always happens, man. And it's been like that all my life. I would rather be truthful and than not be truthful. If I don't have anything to say that's truth, then I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to say it because I'm not going to sit around and I'm not going to go along just to get along. If you don't want to talk to me and want me to tell you truth, if you ask me a question and you don't want the truth answer, then don't ask me the question, because I'm gonna give you the truth answer. So maybe some people say I think I know everything, but I don't know everything. I'm yet learning, but whatever I know, I do try to let other people know as well. That's just always been me, man. It's just always been a deep love for people. And it hurts me sometimes when people don't listen. It hurts when I get all this negative energy coming, but still, you know, I persevere.
Well, with them, you know, that's also their power. You know, I remember a story about Sugar Ray Leonard, the boxer.
Yeah.
And I read about him and his wife. Now, his wife was a Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
And I read the story. And one of the lessons I learned is that I remember reading when it said that if the Capricorn leads you, they certainly not going to lead you to failure.
That's right.
You're not you, and it made me. Now, I was reading that story about Ray Leonard and his wife. Now they separated, but if you listen to him talk, he will credit her because she may not have been rich at the time, but she had more to do with his success than anybody. And it goes right along. See, it glorifies the Creator.
Mm-hmm.
and I remember reading that if they speak to you, you better listen, man. Because they surely not. And a lot of people don't like their flavor a lot of times because they tell you hard things.
Yeah.
That's a sign that has to be honored and they have to be respected. That's one of the signs that the Creator uses to show you we have to learn to respect the Creator.
Right.
Each of you got that gift in you one way or another. That's just how they bring their flavor out. As far as Capricorn, they will tell you hard things, man.
I do. I don't mean to. Some of the times I don't even know it's hard when I say it.
My mom hurt my feelings. I remember I used to play baseball, and the only person in the stands that was heckling me was my mom.
Mm.
See, my mom was Capricorn. See, that's their thing, and they will speak. They have a certain wisdom about them, and they, their wisdom, that's their flavor that they put on the reality of another person. They have a gift of originality, and I don't want to sound like I'm leaving anybody else out, but until you let your light shine, then you can't realize the beauty that you are. You got to get it. You got to let it out, and so because you're going to receive a recompense from the people that come back and bless your name, and you're going to turn around and bless the Creator.
That's
See
right.
how it works? That's how it all works, man. I'm sorry, brother. I just appreciate.
No, you fine, man. I appreciate that. You're welcome. I mean, yeah. Hey, I'm not trying to take glory for it, but I appreciate you expounding on it. It's all good. It's all good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Man, what a blockbuster night, man. Brother, I hope you keep coming around, man.
Yeah.
I got a lot of questions.
You can I don't know how we can keep in touch with. You could email me or text me. Whatever you want to do.
Well, I prefer the video channel here because, as I learn, other brethren are going to learn too.
Well, this StreamYard. I mean, I don't know when you come on. That's what I'm saying. I don't know when you.
My schedule is Monday, Tuesday. Now, tomorrow I'm going to be in a Bible study, so no video Wednesday and the weekend. But Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I come on this time.
About what time? About you in Central Time?
5 p.m.
Okay, yeah. I'm in Central Time, so yeah, 5 p.m. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. So, man, oh man, man. Antonio, he's sleeping. Antonio.
Well, it would be 5 Central. You're in Alabama,
right?
Is that Central Time or is that?
Yeah, it's Central Time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's why I was asking, because, like I said, I just happened to turn on my TV. I normally try to catch one of the brothers teaching something, and I just go with it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just happened to catch y'all tonight.
Well, brother, shoot, man. All praises, man, Creator, and oh man. Well, I guess I could go ahead and close it if there are no objections. If anybody wants to offer anything more, please feel free. Hosea, that's what the channel is for. I get a big kick. Tonight is a good example why I just get a big kick out of brothers trying to come on and share their flavor with everybody.
Hey, man, no pressure, man.
I love when brethren get together and they talk about okay, Antonio, I was wondering why you didn't say anything, man. But that's one reason why the channel is where I know that the Creator, the plan, we in the cosmic era now, and it's gonna be onward, outward, and upward here. We ain't gonna decrease. We gonna increase, because you can see the situation in the world. They're getting ready to end themselves.
Yep.
Creator said he was going to decrease the number of the Uzians, not like anybody wanted, but it ain't nothing we can do about it.
That's right.
All do is just get with one another.
That's right.
Build one another up.
That's it.
We outnumbered, man.
Yeah.
So my mind is we got to get together, man.
No doubt.
I can't do without brethren coming together.
Well, this is a start right here, bro.
Same way,
This is a start right here. We keep this going, and you never know what might happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, Dave, you have anything more?
No, I think that's about it. That I can
Nice,
think of.
nice meeting you, Dave.
Like brother that was talking, because he's speaking right from the heart, right from the heart chakra, and not just from the throat chakra. You see,
I had an uncle who was a Capricorn, man, and I remember one thing I remember about him was that when he talked to me about life, even though he's not a faithist and his God is himself, one thing that I learned from him is that he had a degree of wisdom. He had a certain life wisdom that was powerful. And so it taught me something about that vibration. It taught me something about that vibration. And it helped me to learn. I mean, I talk a lot about the zodiac because it's one of the greatest ways that I learn about the creator. But I digress. I'll save that for later. But I just appreciate you coming in, Hosea. I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down if nobody wants to give any. You brother have the final word. Then I'm go after y'all.
Now I'm back on out of here, and peace and unity to everyone, and blessings to the chat in Creator's name. And I'm out of here. Bye bye.
Right.
Hey, Dave, what's that sign mean? Why? What is what is that sign?
This is peace,
unity,
right? Yeah, this is peace, right?
Peace. Yep.
But I got this off of a video that Brother Cosmon, Daryl Cosmon did with the Moorish people, right?
Mm-hmm.
This unity. You see?
That's right.
Well, you put your fingers together, okay? So that's peace, right?
That's unity.
Oh, okay. Unity and peace.
Right.
Yeah. Peace and unity.
Okay.
Right? Because we want to unify everything under Creator.
Exactly.
You see. That's why I give this sign. Okay,
got it. All right, Hosea, you want to give the last word?
Well, I just want to say I enjoyed the little time we spent together, and I just want to say love, light, and balance to everybody in the chat, and peace and blessings be unto you guys. And until we meet again, we meet on the square, hard on the level.
Wow. All right, brethren, man, this was knocked out tonight, man. Wow. Can't thank you enough, Creator. Cannot thank you enough. I don't even know what to say. Thank you for all these brethren and for those who are going to watch the video. Brethren, thank you for joining me. And no video tomorrow. Going to be in Bible class tomorrow. Be back Thursday, Friday, like always. No videos on the weekend. So, brethren, please, until I see you again, may the Creator bless you with peace, love, light, wisdom, protection, endurance, patience. So, thank you for joining me once again.
You're welcome. Shalom.